Hey guys, welcome back to Lone Star Soft Washington. Happy New Year's. Hopefully everyone had a great New Year's. Very eventful, very blessed New Year's. You might be wondering why I'm sitting in the back of my truck right now. I'm actually sitting on the back of my Nissan Titan. I'm just actually going over some stuff I'm going to be doing, which is going to be a slight upgrade of this Titan. Figured I'd make a nice little vlog out of it. Over here in the back of the truck, I have parts for this Titan that I need to install. So we're gonna give this Titan a much needed upgraded look and some very important components. So we're gonna start pretty simple today. Some major stuff I really need to get done. I'll actually show that real quick first before we get started. So over here on the passenger side, I don't know if you can tell, but there is a crack in my upper control arm here. Pretty severe. It's pretty bad. I've asked multiple friends and their opinions on it, and they all say it needs to be replaced. This is pretty dangerous to be driving around on. So I actually have new upper control arms as well, and I figured since I was in here, I was going to replace some other stuff. Like I have new springs, new shocks, upper control arm, of course. And then we can do some other maintenance. I was gonna give these wheels a nice new paint, rotate tires. This Titan actually drove me to Texas and back to Texas in the same year. So these parts have a lot of miles and a lot of wear and tear on them, especially in the rear. Shocks as well are probably needing replacement. So I'm gonna work my way from the back of the truck forward. So I figured I have some time today. Finally have some nice weather out here in Florida. So we got plenty of sunshine, plenty of time, plenty of air in my lungs, and the willpower to do so. It's very intimidating to do some of this major work when I get to the front, but the back be easy. One thing about life, I try to take it just day by day. You know, don't have to get everything done all at once, but you know, just got to get it done one at a time. So I'm gonna start my way back here. We got taillights, brand new taillights, going to be installed here for the Titan. I think this is actually the correct side, so I'm gonna give it a nice new look. Also get rid of that, we're gonna get rid of that third brake light, kind of update it, something a little bit more modern, cleaner looking, and I think there's paint on that one, so, and I think some of the lights don't work. Then we have the major parts that would need to be replaced, like this is the rear shocks. I have the front shocks, that's how it will be in that wheel well. Might as well replace the shocks. The truck will need an alignment afterwards, so either way, you might as well get all this done at one go, or not at one go, but at least one by one. And then, yeah, this is the main part that we need to replace here. Is this upper control arm. That crack was actually pretty severe. I actually had someone in Texas stop and tell me that I had a ball joint that sounded like it was going out, and yeah, I had no idea because it sounded like I had a U-joint problem, but nope, just my ball joint cracked, you know, and wearing and tearing. So these will be a nice feeling driving down the road, knowing that I have my dogs usually, or when I'm towing my camper, that this won't snap on me and break while I'm doing any one of those things. And who knows, maybe take another road trip back to Texas in this Titan once we get it cleaned up and looking much better than it is now. Hopefully the suspension will actually lift it a little bit higher too. It's been nothing but a wonderful vehicle, you know, nothing but reliable. Definitely a gas hog, but for reliability, I'll definitely take that any day of the week. So I'm going to get started. Probably gonna put you guys on a time lapse so you don't have to listen to me talk this whole time. All right, well, let's get going. Alright guys, so that wasn't that bad actually. It was literally just two 10mm bolts. This is actually it's a tailgate light. It's actually been out for a very long time. I actually don't remember last time it's been on. So I'm actually gonna run to the hardware store, or actually the parts store, and get some new bulbs here. Actually looks a lot better with the blacked out on the black Titan, so I really like it. Pretty simple. Next I'm gonna get that third brake light taken out later today. I'm gonna jump underneath the truck, get the shocks replaced, keep those going, so that way ride a little better down the road and hopefully a little more secure if I'm towing my camper. So I hopefully want to do some vlogging, some camp vlogging with my camper and my Titan. It's funny because I bought this Titan for this particular reason, to eventually own a camper, which is eventually was my goal in life, and just wanted to travel, just wanted to see, you know, great spots and bring a little house on wheels. And this is it. It's my little camper, nothing much. It's a 2016 Jayco J-Feather 16 XRB. It's been on a couple journeys with me, but it hasn't been on enough journeys, to be quite honest with you. So I would love to get this Titan up and running, a little more secure, things just better driving on the road. I've owned this Titan now for 6 years, and it has the original shocks, suspension. I can't lift it already, so I didn't do any of the lift. So I know there'll be some kind of spacer when I get in there in the shocks. So I'm excited to see if actually replacing the suspension, even though it's nothing fancy, they're just like generic eBay shocks and struts, if it actually raises the Titan a little bit more, because these Ranchos that are here are pretty worn, and I think the front shocks were leaking the last time I took her in to get checked up. So I'm surprised that nobody noticed this upper control arm being cracked other than myself. And I've taken that baby in a couple times, even to like get, you know, tires rotate, everything like that. No one mentioned. So that must have been something that either happened while I was on the way to Texas, you know, or on the way back. So who knows, but somehow it made it here safely and didn't crack. If that thing were to break, my wheel could go wonky, and while I'm rolling down the road, it could be very dangerous, especially if I have my girls in the back. So this is actually the vehicle I towed myself, my dog, my cat, and half of my equipment, my stuff with me to Texas. So this truck means a lot, so I'm gonna give her a nice little refresh and some upgrades. So I'm excited, so stay tuned, y'all. And you might be wondering what this thing is behind me. This is actually another project for another video for another day, just not today. This is actually my 2005 Nissan Altima. Funny story about this is I have owned this thing for now, I think it's going on 17 years consecutively, basically. When I went to Texas, you know, I sold it to a family member, my mom, and bought it back when I came back. So it runs, it just needs a little bit of work as far as cleaning, running. It needs just a couple spark plugs. It's just these V6 engines on these Altimas. I don't know if you know this, but they are actually the same engine that Nissan 350Z has and the Nissan G35. So it's a pretty quick little car. Let me get this wrapped open. Okay, so as you can tell, I've done some some mods that, you know, I don't think any racer would have probably put in their vehicle, but hey, it sounds good on the road. Anywho, it needs a nice little cleaning, but the plugs need to be replaced. Now, cylinder 5 keeps misfiring and constantly, it's like this is the third time now cylinder 5 will be replaced. So I have in my little box here brand new plugs and wires for all 6 of those, but the V6 engine on these Altimas are going this way. So the back is actually back here, the back end of the engine, so it goes sideways. So cylinder 5 is way back here, so all this needs to be taken off. So it's a very long project, not necessarily hard, it's just tedious more than anything. Not terrible, just tedious. So that's something I need to get done, get this thing running, get it back on the road. It's actually a fun little vehicle to drive. It sounds great. I had the mufflers cut off. I've had it since I was 17, so it's went through many phases of my life. I had the exhaust cut off and put some MagnaFlows put on there, so it sounds pretty mean when she's rolling down the road. So I'd love to get that on a video of me just getting this tuned up, ready to go, ready to hit the streets again. Give her some much needed loving, because man, she's been on some journeys. This car could talk, man. It could tell some stories. But another day, another time. Now I'm getting tight. You know, working on your vehicles isn't that hard. You know, definitely helps having the proper equipment, proper tools, things you might need, you know, to tackle the job. Very important. Another important aspect is safety. So I do have the Titan chalked off, and I do have the e-brake on. Pretty simple job here. We're going to replace these back shocks. I have them over here, about to go in. So pretty simple job. Just a couple of bolts, couple nuts on either the bottom and the top up here. So pretty simple. I'm going to jack up the back end of the truck from the differential just a little bit, just kind of compress the piston just a little bit, not too much. I'm actually not going to take it off the ground. Pretty simple. It does help to have a nice big jack, but you can probably get this done definitely on this with a smaller jack, even like the smaller pump ones. But I do have this one, so I am using it. So I'm gonna get this bad boy jacked up and then cut these shocks off, put the new ones on, and then see if it made any difference as far as the lift of it. These are just some old Ranchos, so we're gonna see if these do just as good of a job on the road. So let's get going. Okay, so I really didn't want to take the tire off, but I was left no other option. There's no way for me to get this bolt from the side we've been working on, so I'm gonna try from the other side. So to do that, I had to remove the tire. Sometimes in life you have to just change your perspective to get the tasks that you want to get done. So let's see if we can get this bolt finally off. There we go. That's a good sound. Oh my goodness, I have been fighting with this bolt, but in honesty I was fighting with myself because I didn't want to take the tire off. I was trying to be lazy, so it's kind of a lesson learned every day. You know, sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do to get done what you need to get done. So what I had to do is take this tire off to run my socket through there. Well, since it's off, I guess we're gonna go ahead and give these tires a nice little paint. I'm already here doing the work. I got plenty of daylight still, so let's keep working, man. Let's keep working. I'm blessed. I'm happy. Ready to throw these shocks on and call this done. Let's keep going. Oh man. with the old, in with the new. All right, you can probably tell these bad boys probably have no more spring to them. Let's see if they even come back up. Yeah. Yeah, they're not even open up. So it was time for an upgrade, so much needed. Glad to see it. All right, let's do this. We interrupt our auto repair video to take these cute girls for a walk. Y'all ready to go for a walk? You ready, babies? Charlie, ready to go for a walk? Let's go. Come on now. Hold up. Let's go. So I got the one sock installed, thank goodness, but I'm losing daylight, so I probably will only have time to get the other side done. But I gotta take these girls around the block, take them for a quick walk, so I'll be right back. There's no rush really today, just kind of taking my time as I go with this repair and stuff, but yeah, just enjoying my day, definitely. So I decided not to paint the wheels yet. I still have to take the fronts off when I do the front suspension and the upper control arm, so I'll rotate them then. I'm losing daylight here. This is taking definitely a lot longer than I expected, but I stopped, had to walk the girls. Took a quick lunch, took a little break mentally. I was getting exhausted dealing with this, so just needed to take a step away. You know, just take a chill pill. Now, I'm knock the other side out now that I know how to get this done faster, so I'll be back with you when I get the other side going, okay? So I'll get this tire on the floor, get the other one replaced here hopefully shortly. it's funny, it actually took nearly less than half the time to get this shock in and out as I did the other side, because I wanted to do it my way, which is apparently was the wrong way. So always humble yourself. You can always learn more than what you already know. But shock's already installed. I got the bolts ready to go. I'm gonna get ready to tighten them down. So I'm gonna slide this back together. Give me 1 second. Now basically all I'm doing is holding this back bolt in and tightening this in. This 19 is on the opposite end. Holding it still as I tighten. Woo! Careful for falling parts. All right, so got it cinched down. Now I'm gonna hand tighten it as tight as I can. Now I probably should torque it technically to a certain specification. I think it's torqued to like, I don't know, like 70 foot-pounds. I'm not quite sure, but we're gonna tighten it down as much as I can. Won't be going anywhere. Let's see. It's nice and tight. And I also use this breaker bar that has a little bar I stick over the end, and I get more leverage to get it extra tight. Extra tight. There. I ain't going nowhere, as they say. All right, now it's time for the bottom one. Okay. Should suffice. There we go. This tire is not light, I'll tell you that much right now. Put her down. Alrighty, y'all, that's all today for the repairs and the tighten I'm gonna get done. I'm gonna get these girls wrangled up into the coop. It's about that time, as you can tell. The sun is setting and they are about to go to bed. I started painting the coop recently, but I haven't got finished to actually posting that video and finishing painting, but it's all kind of a work in progress, so I haven't finished everything I still needed to do here. So I'm gonna wrangle them up, get them going, and then I'll see you guys in the next video when I get the other parts of the Titan installed. So we'll see you next time. Thank you, God bless. We'll see you next time.